Today we're going to learn how to play GeoSnakes. This game is quick to set up and easy to learn, so at the end of this short video, you'll be ready to play with your family and friends. To set up the game, each player will get 5 pieces of the same color that match the start zone in front of them. Place 1 piece in each space. For a 2-player game, players will use 2 colors that are on opposite sides of the board. In a 3-player game, every other color will be used. In a 4-player game, the 2 unused colors need to be opposite of one another. In a 5-player game, any one of the colors may be unused. There may be a slight advantage to the player who is opposite of the unused color, so maybe let a newer player take that spot. And of course, a 6-player game will use all of the colors. Now before you play, you need to understand the board. The colored spaces that match your pieces are your start zone. The colored spaces on the opposite side of the board are your end zone. The white spaces may be used by any player. The gray spaces in the middle of the board and the black spaces between the start zones are out of bounds. Except for your start and end zones, all other colored spaces are out of bounds for your pieces. You'll also notice that there are white spaces with colored dots, 2 for each color, in the middle of the board. These, along with the colored bar behind each end zone, are used when playing with the alternate rules. We're not going to cover those in this video. For the standard rules, just treat the white spaces with the colored dots as regular white spaces. On your turn, you'll roll the die and move accordingly. Either 1 space, 2 spaces, 3 spaces, 1 space and move the player to the right 1 space, or 1 space and move the player to the left 1 space. A 2 or 3 may be divided between more than 1 piece if you choose. If you get to move another player's piece, you can move it before or after you move your own piece, whichever is more to your advantage. Now, if you have 2 or more pieces together in a straight line, you can move the entire line of pieces together, like a snake, as long as they remain in a straight line. It counts as moving 1 space. Rolling a 2 or 3 lets you move your entire snake 2 or 3 spaces. In doing this, you can get your pieces across the board faster because you will be moving multiple pieces at a time. However, keep in mind that they have to stay in a straight line. They cannot change directions, so it will be a little slower whenever you have to make a turn. If you want to move into a space occupied by another player, then the 2 pieces simply switch places. But if you move your snake, then the front piece, the head, moves into a space occupied by another player, then your snake has swallowed up their piece. Then it moves through your entire snake into the space previously occupied by the last piece in your snake. If you roll a 2 and on the first move you swallow up another player's piece, then move that piece to the back of your snake, then make your second move. The same idea if you roll a 3. Whenever you swallow an opponent's piece, move it to the back of the line, then continue your turn. Now, a couple of brief points about moving another player's piece. First, you cannot move them into a space that is off limits to them. Second, you cannot move an opponent's piece if it has already reached their end zone. And third, you cannot move an opponent's snake, only a single piece. But you can break up the snake by moving one of the pieces in it. The game continues as players work to move their pieces across the board. The first one to move all of their pieces into their end zone is the winner. And that's how you play GeoSnakes. We'll have another video explaining the alternate rules if you want to learn that way, but this will get you started with the standard rules. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments. Thanks for checking out this video, and I hope you have hours of fun playing GeoSnakes.